Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video where today we return with round 2 of our F224 Kimi Antonelli career mode. Yes, we're back this weekend here once more at the Bahrain Grand Prix. Of course, if you missed out on the video that went live yesterday, I would highly recommend going back and checking it out. We went through all the setup for this series and fixed, everything that we needed to. I just want to say as well, yeah, everybody, that supported us on that one, it is greatly, greatly appreciated. If you're not already, please do make sure you hit that sub button as well. We are trying to hit 140,000 subscribers here on the channel. I've lowered the AI slightly for this one, because, yeah, it seems like the F2 AI in this game are very, very confident. So hopefully today we're going to be able to fight and maybe try and get a point or two.
Welcome to Sakir and the Bahrain International Circuit, where the grid is forming up ready for today's race. Plenty of opportunities around the 3.36 miles of the Bahrain International Circuit for these young F2 drivers to show what they can do. The best passing opportunity right up there at turn 1, and we should see plenty of action there. But there's another not long after at turn 4. There are 9 right-handers and 6 left-handers, and the possibility that we could see some flat spots at the tightest of those left-handers, that's turn 10. And here are the driver grid positions for today's race. A fantastic effort from Dennis Hauger yesterday puts him on pole position, with Paul Aaron alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Behrman,
Colapinto,
Gabriel Bortoletto, and Vachon, Martins, Hadjar, Enzo Fittipaldi, Miata,
Barnard,
Kushmaini, Juan Manuel Correa, Stanek, Cordial, Maloney,
Zach O'Sullivan,
Crawford, Pepe Marti,
Villa Gomez, Andrea Kimi Antonelli.
And now it's time to head down to the track. It is the Formula 2 race. It is time to introduce you to Alex Brundle. I'm Alex Jakes, and we've got changeable weather out there today. That's making for some nervous team personnel down in the paddock, down in the pit lane.
Well, uncertainty is what strategy's all about, but it absolves the teams from the responsibility of running both compounds of tyre. They might have to use that wet tyre, of course, and then the question is, where do those crossovers lie between the wet and dry conditions?
Okay, let's try not to worry about being down here at the back. You've got the speed, you've got the car, so just take it easy and the race will come to you.
Well, with the rumour of rain then on the horizon today, or apparently not. I don't know what Brundle and Alex Jakes are discussing there, because, yeah, it's certainly on my end. Looks like we're not going to see any wet weather as the race goes on today. I do, however, want to try and do the alternate strategy here. So if we try and do 9 or 10 laps on the hards, and then we'll try and take the soft compound tyres to the end of the GP. Obviously, Bahrain, it can be very, very abrasive on the tyres. I just want to try and stay out of trouble early on, and then if we get a well-timed safety car or something like that, then maybe it could pay dividends towards the end of the afternoon. Of course, if we get a safety car early on, we might be completely screwed. You just never quite know what is going to happen here in Formula 2. But ready then once more at the back of the field. Hopefully we can try and keep it out of trouble at the start. It is 5 red lights. And it is going to be lights out, and away we go. There is plenty of wheel spin once again on the launch. You've got to try and do that, otherwise, yeah, you will just trigger the anti-stall in, or not the anti-stall in these cars, and yeah, basically just stall it down in towards turn 1 as we'll try and have a look down the inside of a couple of cars. Oh, a little bit of contact there. Oh, with Jack Crawford just in front. And yeah, struggling to try and keep the revs up on the exit of that first corner there. Rafael Villagomez and Pepe Marti duking out just in front of me. Don't know if Dennis Hauger's been able to hang on to that lead up at the top of the hill as well. There will Paul Aaron have been able to try and make the move past the MP Motorsport driver, I believe Hauger is with this year. No, looks like Hauger still at the front of the order then as, well, we'll try and have a look again down the inside of Rafael Villagomez in towards the hairpin. That's our rounds. We were just about to be able to hook it up, and you can see now with the altered AI, obviously they will have better traction off that corner anyway. I saw Amory Cordial a bit of a lock-up just in front. But, it's more manageable now. And that's exactly what we wanted to see. I think I've lowered it to 99 AI. So yeah, the AI hopefully now aren't going to be too OP off of the corners there. It looks like MP Motorsport have immediately got a 1-2 in this race. So their other driver, I think that's... Is it Gabriel Bortoletto? I believe it is. Yeah, getting off to a very, very good start as well here. For us, though, it's stay out of trouble, stay in the DRS. There's also someone else there bottoming out over the curb, kicking up plenty of carbon fibre. And yeah, hope that we can kind of get dragged along as Villagomez again trying to look down the inside of that final turn. Just like yesterday, we are definitely struggling for lack of straight line speed. And here comes Rafael Villagomez once more as we make our way back down towards turn 1. I'm not too worried if he gets back past me, as long as we can kind of just stay in the range of everybody else here. Of course, got to get these tyres up to temperature, got to get them working. But yeah, we will struggle against those soft compound tyres early on. So it is, you know, it's going to be one of those races that hopefully will come to us later on. But yeah, we can afford to drop too far back. Well, it is going to be interesting to see just how far the AI can go on their sets of the soft compound tyre. And hopefully we're going to see ourselves gain a big advantage in the second half of the race. There is quite a difference in Formula 2 between the softs and the hard tyres as well, especially around a venue like this. So we're kind of having to focus on making sure that we're hitting our own good consistent lap times here. We're losing probably close to a second a lap to Rafael Villagomez, but obviously you'd hope on the other end of that we're going to gain all of that time back. And of course, yeah, if we get a safety car, pretty much anywhere from now I would gamble it and go to the softs to the end and hopefully then have an even bigger advantage. Oh, we've got yellows out. Who is that potentially with an issue? It's Kushmini, who seems to be dropping to the rear of the field. So I think Kushmini has been mecha-chromed then. So disappointment for the Indian driver. Much better. I believe Arjun Mini was his brother, isn't he? His older brother. Yeah, Kush much better than Arjun ever was. Well, it is still a shame inside this game that after so many years of the Formula 2 cars being implemented, very, very rarely do they try to go for the alternate strategy still. It would be nice because, of course, it is one of the things that makes Formula 2 so exciting in real life. But yeah, the gap to Rafael Villagomez seems to be going up less and less each and every lap. In fact, that time round... Yeah, that time we've barely lost anything to him, so I think, yeah, the soft compound tyres just starting to reach the end of their usable life, and, well, hopefully we can start reeling the AI in. Well, there is such an incredibly fine line in this car that I feel like I'm starting to figure out between where you can get that turbo spooled so you've got some kick off the corner, but you also don't get wheel spin on the other side of that. It is a very, very small little threshold in there, but it is definitely there, and I feel like we are getting more and more consistent with the car as well. As you can just see, getting that bit more confidence to throw it through the corners and get that power down on the exit as well. And as you can see, the gap because of that is starting to come down to the AI. Of course, their tyres are very much going off as well. So you can now see we're starting to take plenty of time out of Rafael Villagomez. We have to trust the process. Oh, we got more yellows. We got more yellows. Someone else has got issues. I think that might be Rafael Villagomez. So Villagomez going slowly. And look at that. Yep, that engine going up in smoke then. So the Paul Van Amersfoort driver out alongside Kushmini then in this race. And if we got a safety car now, that would certainly spice things up. There's plenty of AI making their way into the pit lane, including our teammate. Is Mark going to tell me? Yes, he is. And look at that. We've got clear track in front of us. And as we have got a safety car.
Cars out. Keep an eye on the delta. We need to keep it positive to avoid a penalty. Slow down. Maintain positive delta. Okay, the officials have deployed the safety car due to multiple cars being stopped on track. Mind your delta.
Well, I don't think we've got anybody else stopped on the road. And luckily, diving into the pit lane right then won't cost us too much. But yeah, that was suddenly...
Okay, now, come on. Perfect job from you and the crew there, mate. We're delighted with that.
Well, suddenly, yeah, that really did spice things up. And, well, maybe if that had been IRL Formula 2, we might have been done for an illegal pit lane there. But we've dived in. We've made our stop. I don't think we're really going to gain anything, though, because, of course, everybody is going to be under a delta. So I would assume, yeah, we're still going to be out of the rear of the field by the time everybody else pits. And I think what this is actually going to do is help all of the drivers that hadn't pit, obviously before that safety car came out. I think when most of them had already made it to the pit lane they're going to lose out bags of time here, because obviously all of us under the delta.
We're going to risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately.
I'll have to wait and see how much time Dennis Hauger loses, if he's even going to lose any to those cars that he was battling with here, because that is certainly going to mix things up. Ready for the second half of the race. I mean, we are just constantly under that delta, trying to keep it around the threshold there, as Hauger is still going to be out in front. So it doesn't look like MP Motorsport have really lost out in all of that. But I don't think, yeah, we're certainly not going to gain anything, as I think everybody else, I think just because Hauger had such a lead, it's worked out okay for him. But everybody else, if you haven't pit, you've managed to gain. Well, safety car coming in then at the end of lap 10, so we've got 6 laps here to try and make an impact.
Ready to go racing again. The safety car is in this lap. When the field accelerates, remember there's no overtaking until the timing line. Safety car in this lap.
I've tried to be so gentle with these tyres under the safety car as well, making sure that we've got as much life in them as we possibly can towards the checkered flag here. But now is our chance. Now is our opportunity here to try to capitalise, as we won't quite get the power down at that final corner to really get the run on Stanek, but hopefully through the twisty bits.
Just focus on the driving.
I mean, we might be able to try and have a look for a move down in towards that first corner as well. No one really knows what the grip levels are going to be like, but we're going to send it still down the inside of Stanek there in towards turn 1. Gently over the curb, and you can just see now on the exit of the corner as we build up a little bit of temperature in those tyres. Now, we should hopefully obviously have a little bit more pretty much everywhere around the lap. I'm still a little bit worried about the lack of straight line speed in this car. Might make things difficult to really move up through the order as quickly as potentially we would like, but you can just see, to make our way through this set of corners there, we can have a look down the inside of Pepe Marti as well. Just so much confidence, so much grip on these soft compound tyres. And now it makes sense why we were losing so much time early on. Because, I mean, you're in a completely different league. As all Zach O'Sullivan there just makes a little bit of a mistake. Jack Crawford and I kind of have to just plan to whether we needed to avoid him or not on the exit of the corner. But already then moving up a couple of spots off of this restart lap. I'd love to still try and get the car into the top 10 by the end of this race, as it still looks like Hauger and Paul Aaron are the two battling at the front of the order. I mean, we are pretty much pushing along Jack Crawford here down in towards the final corner. Can we have a look around the outside of the Dams car? Yes, we can. Get the throttle down over the curbing on the exit there, and he might still have a bit more straight line speed than me back down towards turn 1, but surely not too sure what the team are on about. We are definitely trying to stay out to the end of this race, as now we've got Pepe Marti again trying to have a bit of a look there around the outside of Crawford through turn 1. We'll have the inside line through turn 2 there. We've just got the grip to shoulder him out on the exit of the corner there. Maybe we're making enemies in just round 1 of the season, but I also want the others to know we won't get pushed about. I mean, apart from qualifying, these are the first laps we've done on the soft compound tyres all weekend. And boy, oh boy, do they feel so much better than the hard tyres felt yesterday afternoon as well in the sprint. This thing finally now is starting to come alive here, and you can just see.
Remember the speed limit. We'll be penalised if we exceed it. Keep that in mind as you approach.
No idea what Mark's twittering on about, but you can just see how much more confidence we've got in the car. Even there, through that final corner, Zach O'Sullivan kind of takes me by surprise a little bit by braking early, and we're still able to gather the car back up and get the power down off of the corner. 43.2, new personal best for the day. It's not the best one we've seen. But yeah, now I believe the DRS should be enabled. For some reason, they just don't tell you in Formula 2 that DRS is re-enabled, but it certainly is, as we're going to be able to open up that rear wing up the hill. But of course, now we're going to see the AI trying to go for more moves on each other as well. We've got to pick and choose our moments. Here we go. Immediately then, sensing an opportunity down the inside of Zach O'Sullivan, and it's because we're able to carry so much speed through the S's that making a move into there is actually quite easy. You can kind of force the car down the inside and compromise the guy on the outside's exit. Little bit of oversteer there as we try and get the power down out into the back straight. Can we score a point here? We need to average 2 overtakes a lap between now and the end. That seems quite difficult, But this is Formula 2, so it's not impossible. Oh, we got a spinner. We got a spinner. Zayn Maloney's gone round. Zayn Maloney's gone round, and suddenly now, we're up to P11 then of this race. So with 2 laps to go, we've got 3.5 seconds to close up to Victor Martins. I can only assume that he's done exactly the same thing as we saw Isaac Hadjar do yesterday. Well, that certainly made our life a bit easier then. And with Taylor Barnard's got a 10-second penalty. What on earth Taylor Barnard done in this race to warrant that? But suddenly now, if we just stay here, points might be possible. Well, this actually happened under the safety car then for Taylor Barnard, but I can only assume as he makes his way down in towards turn 1, he's going to try and get the jump. I believe that's on Victor Martins, isn't it, in the number 1 car. He's not allowed to do that, so that's going to be why Taylor Barnard got a 10-second time penalty in this race, and that might be about to completely screw him here late on in the afternoon, as we're about to start the last lap then of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, we've done pretty well to hang on to these tyres towards the end of this one. We're still not really losing anything to those cars around us. And yeah, we were a little bit lucky with Zayn Maloney going for that spin, but Taylor Barnard as well with that penalty. As long as we don't do anything stupid on this last lap, it looks like we are going to get our first point on the board for this season. But Paul Aaron, though, at the front of the order, looks like he's going to start the championship in a fine form as well with Fanatec, of course. Did the final race last season in Abu Dhabi at the end of 2023, and he's going to come back here to Bahrain and he's going to storm to victory this afternoon. MP Motorsport, Hauger looked like the man to beat early on. I thought the experienced head of Dennis Hauger was going to carry him through this weekend, but yeah, it looks like Paul Aaron there, the versatile young Estonian, is going to make the difference on the last lap of this race there. We were still taking a little bit of time out of the AI. But you can just see now, yeah, tyre wear starting to creep up a bit more. Temperature's not too bad, though, still. So we're just a handful of corners to go then. You got to have a bit of lady luck on your side in F1 Formula 2. We played the strategy very, very well. I probably won't do the alternate very much inside this game, though, because it does kind of rely on either you or the AI getting screwed each and every time out. Through the final corner, though, Paul Aaron is going to be your first feature race winner of the new season, if I'm not mistaken. What a victory that is going to be for the high-tech man. It is going to be both MP Motorsport cars that join him on the podium, but for the first time this season, it's going to be a point here in Bahrain.
What a performance this has been from Paul Aaron, who takes the checkered flag to win.
Such a great experience for these young drivers to manage these conditions before heading on to Formula 1, and it's brilliant stuff to take the victory.
And it's time now for the podium celebrations, and how well deserved is this one? What a fantastic victory for High-Tech GP.
Well, there we go then. Paul Aaron will become your first feature race winner of the year there with a dominant drive in the end, beating out Franco Colapinto and Dennis Hauger in those two MP Motorsport cars. Richard Verschoor in P4 ahead of Dirksen, Behrman, Hajar Bortoletto, Victor Martins, and from the back of the field, we get a point on the board this weekend. I think we can be pretty happy with that. As I said, you know, this first round is very much a learning experience for us, and boy oh boy, has it been good fun as well. And hopefully as we head to Saudi Arabia next time out, we can try and fight for the bigger points hauls as well. What does that do for the Drivers' Championship? Well, Paul Aaron now leads the way, 2 points ahead of Franco Colapinto. Richard Verschoor, Dennis Hauger in third and fourth place there, with Behrman up in fifth, tied with both Bortoletto and Victor Martins. We are in 12th place there, tied with Ratoma Miata as well, with a point on the board. We're behind Amory Cordial. There definitely still needs to be some tweaks inside this game. Constructors-wise, MP dominate that one with the double podium, ahead of High-Tech Trident there, and Prema in P4, 1 point ahead of Invicta and ART as well, with just Dams failing to score a point in the opening round of the season. But thank you all so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure to leave a like, get yourself subscribed, and we'll be back very soon when Formula 2 returns to Jeddah.